Looks like we are online. Instagram is online. It says Facebook and YouTube are online. So we should be on. Joshua Martinez, good evening. How you doing, brother? Jonathan Alexander, good evening. Michael Lamb, good evening. Jonathan, I am so glad that you are on tonight. You've been heavy on my heart, and you were part of this inspiration for this talk tonight. So, Michael Cleveland, how you doing? Joshua Martinez, Tiny T Photo, how you doing, bud? So, Sean King, good evening. Corey Chrisman, good evening. Terry Johnston, hello. I'm going to be honest, I am extremely nervous about this talk tonight. Jim Huntsman, how you doing, bud? Ryan Bakerville Photo, good evening. Braun Cop, good evening. So we're getting a few people jumping in. Instagram, Facebook, a couple on YouTube. Not as many people really kind of jumping in tonight quickly on this one. Boondock Patriot, good evening. So you look heavy-hearted, brother. Hope all is well. Joshua, we were going to get into that, and we were going to talk about that tonight. So Glenn Drexler, good morning or good evening. Hello, John Tim, good evening. So Jonathan, appreciate you. Mike, glad to see you hanging in there. Lynn Vessel, Matthew Flowers, good evening. Richard Tilton. So, but yeah, so tonight it's going to be different. It's going to be raw. It's going to be emotional. But my hope is that tonight's talk really reaches and touches some of you. So this is really going to be different. So Mr. Scott, Miss Lena, how you doing? Tyler B. So all right. Let's jump into it. So hello everybody. My name is Michael Batiste, and this is Wapiti Wednesday Q&A brought to you by Elk Calling Academy. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you. We're glad to have you. We're glad you're here. The way Wapiti Wednesday Q&A works is we typically start with a topic. Tonight we are going to talk about balance of elk and life. Now, at any time throughout the conversation, it doesn't matter if you're joining us from Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, feel free to put questions in on the live comments, and we will do our best to answer those. Also, if this is your first time joining us, or you've tuned in for a few times and you like the content that we're putting out, make sure that you like, subscribe, or follow, depending on whatever platform you're on, and make sure that you turn notifications. So, okay. Chris, I'm liking the life quotes on Facebook. Keep it up. Ron Keeling made it. Western Contours. Good evening, Michael and the herd. Thank you, Glenn. I knew this was going to be tough. So, first off, I'm not doing this looking for sympathy. You guys know that I like sharing my experiences to try to help you guys. I've done it with my elk hunting. I've done it with my battles with skin cancer. And I know from talking to a few of you that you guys are in this same battle. I recently lost the most incredible woman. Those of you that have been to my seminars, talk to me at sport shows, You guys have all heard me talk about her and how I felt that I was the luckiest man on the face of the earth. The only problem is I did not, in my eyes, I had her as a priority. And I should have paid attention because, she used to joke sometimes and say, you have two seasons. You have elk season, and then you have getting ready for elk season. I didn't understand how unbalanced, and in my eyes, I was doing the things that a good husband was to do. I was, providing, I was protecting, I was there. The thing that I wasn't paying attention to was her asking for more time, for more this. And I know I've talked to some of you guys and you've said the same thing. You're having the same conversations with your wife. The difference is right now they are still your wife. You still have a chance. I'm fighting every day. And I'm working on myself as a person that I know I neglected. I didn't understand. I didn't understand her needs. And honestly, so those of you guys that are on here that I have talked to, I'm going to strongly beg you guys to go pick up the book, Five Love Languages. Since reading that book, I understand so much more in what I could have done to save my marriage. If I can just help one of you guys turn this around, that is the whole deal. There is nothing wrong. I'm not saying that you have to ignore elk hunting or any of that. The elk hunting and all that was never a problem. And in fact, when we first got together, I hunted a heck of a lot more than what I do now. The problem was that since I didn't recognize that I was neglecting her needs, and I didn't, and part of it too, when she came to me, was pride. I was too proud to say, I need help. My pride got in the way and was like, I don't need a book to tell me how to love my wife. I don't need a book to tell me how to do this. Guess what? We do need help. Don't lose your partner over pride. The other thing, you guys have heard me talking about keeping a journal. Since I've read that book, I started keeping a journal about my wife. Her different needs, things that we can do as a couple, her dreams, her wishes, her wants, things that I could have done to make her feel loved, fulfilled. But there's different categories, different chapters. Now, like I said, I've been fighting for this. And a couple of nights ago, I've been posting things on my Facebook page to try to help people and share what I'm going through to try to help some of you avoid this. But it's not just with your spouse. Balance also includes your kids, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friends. The other thing with a lot of you too, that when I talk to you, you'll sit there and tell me that, oh, my wife is nagging or this or that. She's not nagging. She's giving you a playbook on how to please her. My wife never nagged. She asked and tried to talk and tried to communicate. But even when I was home, I wasn't home. I was always thinking about Elk Calling Academy and how I can help others, and videos that I need to film and editing that I need to do. And it's easy to get focused on some of these things that you really lose sight of what's important and why you're doing these things. Got you guys in your messages, Ross. I love you all. I remember that we used to go for drives all the time, just get in the truck and drive for mountains. And I know some of you have talked about that you guys used to do that now, but now when you guys go for a drive, it's to set a trail camera or change a trail camera or this. Mine, the drives that we did lately, the camera was always there in the truck because I had to produce a video, I had to record a video, or I had to do this. So I'm going to challenge all of you, and this goes for both male and the females, but I'm going to challenge you guys to sit down and write some things that you used to do when you were dating. Things that you know that your partner loves and that you both used to just really, really enjoy in. But the other thing that I want you guys to do is I want you and your spouse to sit down separately and take a piece of paper. And guys, I want you to rank your priorities. And then I want your spouse to rank your priorities, to write your priorities down. I want you to write your priorities down on how you think you have them. And then I want your spouse to write down your priorities on how she perceives them. And then I want you guys to come together and I want you to share that list. Now, guys, I'm going to ask you once again, take your pride and check it at the front door. Because until you step out of your shoes and you step into your spouse's shoes to understand their perspective, that is going to paint the real picture. Also, I want you to take a look at what you're doing with your kids. Now, I'm not talking about taking your kids on an activity that you like. I want you to think about when the last time you did an activity that they liked. So let's see, some of you guys, we are all brothers, nothing wrong with crying. Oh, trust me, Dave, there's been a lot of that. Great book. I've read it 5 times. Hang in there. You're creative, thoughtful. You will get through this as a stronger person. And here's the thing that really hit me hard a few nights ago when I started kind of sharing on Facebook. And thank you for everybody that reached out and messaged and called or text. But one of you guys had sent me a message and said, "Hey, what's up?" And we started chatting. And the thing that really, really got me was they had said, if you work as hard at this as you do at elk hunting, you're going to be golden. But that's the problem. I thought I was. Just like a lot of you think you were doing. And I know this because I've had conversations with you guys. Keep your head up, brother. We all have a cross to carry. You're a great person. You really help so many people. You are loved. Thank you. Batiste, thank you so much for this. Truly hits home so much. I truly appreciate this. And I've heard from a lot of you guys that since I've started sharing this, how it's had you step back and take a look and evaluate, and how you've already realized, and that's awesome. There's so much out there that we can tap into to help if we're willing to lose the pride and just ask for help and reach out. But the other thing too is the reason I wanted you guys to do that priorities drill, that priority task, is because I remember when, she would come and say, hey, I need some more time with you. And again, all I'm thinking about is videos and this and that. And I would immediately, but I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this to give you the life that you want. And I know several of you have said the same thing because we've been on the phone talking about your situation. But here's the deal. If you truly get your priorities right, if you truly show your spouse, your partner, that they are one of your top priorities, that you do care, you will be amazed at how much more time you will be given to go do the things, because you are taking care of your spouse's needs, your partner's needs. We're here for you. We love you. Hate to see you hurting. You are strong. You will get through this. Thank you, Miss Lena. I'm never going to stop fighting. And in fact, some of you have said, "Oh, it's just because you're lonely or this or that." It's not. If I was truly lonely, if I just wanted companionship, I could go to a bar and find that. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm fighting for. Casey Getford, love you too, brother. Thank you. The reason I'm going to, or the reason, I really talked about the 5 love languages is because it's going to do a connection with you and your spouse that you had no idea was there. That you had no idea how amazing of a connection you can have. The other thing too, it's going to hold you accountable. Now, some of you have commented about those posts that I did on Facebook. And apparently that has caused a lot of people just to come out and go, has he fallen off his rocker? Has he lost his mind? What's going on? That's why I haven't posted any more like that on my Facebook page, but I am going to create a group like we talked about. And it's going to be a group where I'm going to share lessons and teachings and accountability. And that's the biggest thing, the accountability. I know I've talked to a couple of you also that is going to start doing accountability checks. Are you letting your spouse know that she's important? Have you done something for her? Have you let your kids know that they're important? Have you done anything for them? When's the last time you called your parents? When's the last time you called your brother or your sister? It's easy in life to fall into ruts and not even realize it, that we're in ruts. That's what this new group, this new page is going to be. It's going to be to help you guys recognize ruts and help you see that. And there's going to be things in there for not only you and your spouse, but you and your kids and you and your siblings as well. Can't, I mean, I love elk hunting. You guys know that. But I love my wife a hell of a lot more. I'm not ashamed to come on here and say that I screwed up. I'm not ashamed to admit my faults. But if admitting those, like I said, can help just one of you, because I don't want any of you guys, I love you all too much. I don't want any of you to deal with this pain. The one thing that I am positive about is because what this has opened my eyes to and shown me, and the personal growth that I've been doing and what I've been reading, is I am going to come out of this as a stronger man, as a better man. Now, whether God brings her back by my side, I have no idea. You know, Proverbs talks about iron sharpens iron. And I read an article that referenced that. And basically, if you guys are interested, it's Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, where it talks about iron sharpens iron. And the one thing that she keeps asking me is, why now? Why now? Because she came to me and she was asking me. But that proverb really sticks to me because iron sharpens iron in times of crisis. And sometimes it takes a dramatic crisis to wake up and realize. The only problem is once we're in that crisis, what do we do with that? Do we ignore it and move on? Or do we open our eyes, understand why that crisis is there, and make the changes that are needed? Ron, if there's still a small chance of her coming back away from the side for a while, I had the same experience. all must and has going to sail all hunting gear and never go again, but it's hard to give up on what made her love you to start with. Don't give up. Oh, I'll never give up. I will never give up. I will never stop fighting. She means that much to me. You're an inspiration to a ton of people. Thank you. Hopefully it ain't too late for you guys, Mike. I'll pray for you, man. I know it must not be easy, but I'll pray you never get a chance and show her how much she meant. Joshua, thank you. Joe McCarthy, real life stuff right there. God puts us through stuff to make us better. A muscle can only get stronger through being torn. Jojo, thank you. I love you, bud. So you guys hopefully will take a good hard look and see where I'm at and what I'm going through, and let that be your wake up call. Let that be your crisis to wake you up so that you can take that iron and sharpen iron. Don't let a day go by. Don't wait. Don't say I'll do it tomorrow. Don't say I'll do it next week. Do it now. Because you don't know when that final straw is going to come. I love all of you, and I love helping, and I love doing everything. I love our Wapiti Wednesdays. But for right now, we're going to pull back the schedule because I have some other things in my life that I really need to focus on that need my full attention right now. I haven't quite figured out how often we're going to do Wapiti Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to be every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks. But we will certainly adjust that schedule for right now. So kind of some takeaways that I want you guys to do is, like I said, the 5 love languages. Start that journal. Show your wife or your husband that the things that you're willing to do for elk hunting and the things that you need to, the effort that you put into that, put that same effort into her. Put that same effort into him. Put that same effort into your kids. Adversity, I'm lucky. You guys are awesome. I mean, I really, really appreciate the support. Like I said, I'm not doing this tonight to look for sympathy, but like I said, after talking to a few of you, I just felt a tug on my heart that I needed to share this so that hopefully what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with right now, hopefully that will be your wake-up call. Those of you that are going through this that I have talked to on the phone, I am always just a phone call away. And we can be accountability partners. We can help each other. And by God, we will pray together. We will go arm in arm and we will walk through this battle together. So I'm going to go ahead and end this for tonight. Hey man, thanks for showing us reality. I just called my wife to tell her how much I love her. I have been through where you are right now. Keep fighting, brother. God is with you. So I'm going to shut this off for tonight, but please, I implore you guys, don't wait. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in tonight. As always, keep calling, keep practicing, but most importantly, have fun. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Wapiti Wednesday Q&A, brought to you by Elk Calling Academy. Good night, everybody.